In this tutorial, I'll show you 5 spotlighting techniques. Let's take a look at the first example. I'll change the theme to the light one, so we can see the spotlight's direction cone clearly. In this tutorial, I'll show you an example first, and show you how the light setup was arranged. In this example, the spotlight is constantly tracking the target mesh no matter where it goes. I'll show you how this setup was created. Let's create a spotlight and type G and Z to move it up. Let's add a track to constraint, and select the cube as the target. This is the very basic setup I wanted to show you, because we'll be using this a lot in later examples. This is the second setup. I have created a spotlight, and used Shift-D to duplicate them. In order to move the lights, we have to manually select them first, and type G to move. By the way, if we scale the spotlight by typing S, the light cone will become larger. We can independently change the light strength and color by changing the values. The third method is instancing. Let's create a plane. Go to Edit mode, right-click and type S to subdivide it. G and Z to move on the Z axis. Please move the spotlight upward, so the light is placed below the plane. Shift-click the plane, and press Ctrl+P to parent it. Then we can activate the vertex instancing like this. The instance spotlights move as one object. Meaning it does track the target mesh, but they don't look independent. We can place the lights like this, only by using a mesh circle or converted curves. Let's move the circle to see what would happen. It would be much better if we could move one object and the lights independently track the mesh, wouldn't it? I'll show you the most advanced spotlighting technique that I know. If I move this empty object, the entire spotlights move, but they're independently tracking the target mesh. Meaning we can have a very large and complex spotlighting setup and they can be realistically moved to track the target mesh. If the empty object is only moving on the X and the Y axis, the spotlights would look like they all have independent operators attached. This is the most advanced spotlight setup method that I know, and this is how to make it. Let's create a single vert. If you don't see that in the menu, please activate an add-on called Extra Objects. I'll extrude the vert to create a random shape from the top view. Now we already know how to instance the spotlights like this. This is identical to the previous example. Press Ctrl+A to make instances real. Please remember to remove the original light after making the instances real. Only this first spotlight is tracking the cube. We can shift-select the meshes to select the tracking mesh at the end. Let's copy the track to constraint. Ctrl+J to join won't work with the spotlights, so we need to make them follow an invisible object instead. Let's create an empty object. Let's parent the lights to the empty object. And that's how we create the most advanced form of the spotlighting setup in Blender. This is the end of the tutorial. Thank you for watching.